What's something that takes up too much of your time? Whether it's good or bad.
I've got to say my phone.
Yeah.
I just got my screen time report back, and I spent 5 hours a day last week on my phone.
But that's probably because of work a lot, right? No?
Well, I did have 3 days off last week, so I really don't know what the excuse is there, but it is addictive. And I find because I do so much of my work on my phone that when I'm not at work, I still feel like it's an extension of myself somehow, and I need to be on it or else I'm missing something, even when I'm on a day off. And it's problematic. And I try to put it away and I struggle with it, but I find when I go on vacation, for example, and I don't have my phone with me, I feel so much more relaxed.
Yeah.
I
feel
feel like I'm just disconnected.
Yeah.
I can connect with myself. So that is something going into the new year that I will actively be working on. I promise, Neil. Neil is my boyfriend. He tells me this all the time.
Big
I
fan of
swear.
Neil on the Instagram, by the way.
Oh, Neil,
Yeah.
poor Neil. He
I
puts
don't
up
think
with
he
so
gets
much.
enough love.
He puts up with so much from me. Just constant scares,
Right.
surprises, times when he just doesn't know he's on film and it
Right, yeah.
goes out to the world, and he
Totally.
accepts that, and that's why I love him. It's the number one reason why.
So romantic.
Yeah, we're a really romantic couple.
I know what you mean about the phone. I think, everyone is going to have a challenge like that in this day and age. Like
Right.
you're constantly on your phone, whether it's for work or pleasure. Even Instagram now shows you how much time you spend on the
terrifying.
app per day.
Yeah.
Which is a bit terrifying. What I do, and this seems kind of like maybe sometimes extreme, when I hit that like wall of like, oh my God, I'm overloaded with my phone, my eyes hurt, I can't stare at a screen anymore. This will happen like, I don't know, once every couple months where it's just like, okay, I literally need to look away.
Yep.
I will go out for a walk in the world, what a concept, I know, with nothing on me. Like no wallet, no phone, and it just makes me feel better because I'm like, I'm surviving with like I don't have anything on me right now.
I love that.
And I don't know, like it's kind of silly because it's just like,
No,
you
it's
should
not.
probably have some ID on you, but like I would, especially when it's raining too. I love that. When you go for a walk in the rain, you got nothing on you. It
I
makes you feel
love that.
alive. It
Totally.
really does. And I've been a big proponent for the rain. I love the rain. Of course, I like a nice sunny day, but
Yep.
a lot of people they don't like rain at all.
Yeah.
I like a nice hot summer rain.
Me too.
Right? Like it's so refreshing. The city's calm. Wherever you are, it's just you have that calmness to the world. And that's what I will do. I will literally just go out with nothing on me. I'll have clothes on, but nothing like a wallet or phone or anything. And it just makes me feel like this used to be what it was like when you would take a bus somewhere and you wouldn't have an iPhone or social media to look at. You'd read a book or you'd listen to your Discman or whatever it was
Oh my
at
gosh,
the time,
remember
right?
Discman?
Yeah.
Amazing. But it's funny. It's like we're so hyper connected
Yeah.
that we've almost become disconnected to the real world.
Absolutely.
And so,
We care more about the people we fringe know from high school and if they like our photo rather than talking to a good friend who might be going through a bad time.
totally agree. So, moving forward, I am absolutely going to try your technique.
You should, honestly.
Do you know what's terrible? Do you know what just came to my mind and I didn't say it? I was going to say I'm going to try your technique and I will take a video to prove it. And then I was like, wait, no. See, this is my issue.
See, it's hard to get out
Stop,
of it.
Michelle.
It's hard to get out of that mindset. Yeah, we do kind of feel like naked without our phones, right? Like if we forget a phone, we do really feel like we're missing something in this
yeah.
day and age, right?
Yep.
So anyway, this is also an interesting question. What is one of your favorite smells?
Lavender.
I was going to say that as a joke.
Oh my gosh.
Not that it doesn't smell great, but I was going to just, lavender is
Lavender?
mine.
No.
It actually is.
Legitimately, it's lavender.
Oh,
and it's
wow.
always been my favorite smell because my grandma growing up would always smell like lavender. Even her house had lavenders out
Isn't that
front.
interesting?
And ever since, it reminds me of my grandma. So
That
I'm
is so
obsessed
interesting.
with lavender.
That's so interesting you say that because I think it's a lot about your childhood too, right?
Yeah.
Like what's surrounding you when you're in those ages. I remember like my mom's side of the family is from Nova Scotia.
Okay.
And we have a farmhouse that's still in the family that my great grandparents used to live in. It's been passed down. We still have it. We'll go every 2-3 years. It's in Cape Breton in Nova Scotia. Beautiful, beautiful place. And the grass when it's freshly cut grass at the farm, it has such a distinct smell.
Yep.
And I remember going back last summer and someone had just cut the grass. And I'm like, oh my God, this smells like when I was a kid.
Right?
As weird as that sounds to say, I'm like, I can actually like put myself back when I was 8 years old playing, baseball in the fields.
Totally.
You know?
And I think that's what it is. I think it's not just the smell, it's the memory associated with that smell.
That gets attached to it. Yeah.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
I mean, I also love the smell of Cinnabon, and there's no memory at all associated with that.
Right.
But definitely number one is lavender.
That's very good. What's something really heartwarming you've experienced in recent memory?
I think it's always the little things.
Totally.
That kind of become big in your mind. I was having a really bad day, and I went into work, and we have this lovely intern, and she said to me, it was the first time I met her, she said to me, "Are you Michelle Mackey?" And I was like, yeah, I am. And she's like, "My parents love listening to your weather reports on the radio." And it was just that little compliment that I just needed so bad that day.
Yeah.
And one of my fears when I went to radio is, will my voice be enough? There is nothing else you can rely on when you are on the radio. When you're a radio broadcaster, it is your voice. There's no body language. There's no silly faces. There's no wardrobe. There's no makeup. And that one thing she said to me completely changed the trajectory of my day. And it just meant so much. And when she said that to me, it inspired me to say something nice to someone else. And I tell you, love is a virus, but like a very good virus.
Yeah.
It spreads. So
Right.
it was just something really little
You want to pay it forward, right?
that made a huge difference.
Yeah,
Warmed
totally.
my heart. Yeah.
Sometimes it's literally something like that can just change your whole day around.
Right?
Open your mind a bit, change your perspective. Something similar happened to me recently where someone at work was like, "Mike, you're killing it. I just got to say you're killing it."
See?
And at that moment, I did not feel like I was killing it. Right? So it's just like you step outside and, he was being very friendly, this guy, and I appreciated it, but it just makes you think like, you are doing good work.
Yep.
Take a breath. It might be a little hairy right now and really, really busy, but you are doing good things. So
And
people are noticing.
And I think I would imagine that the rest of your day was drastically changed because of that.
Totally.
And when you feel like you're killing it, you just kill it even more. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
absolutely.
So
Yeah.
I totally get that.
Well, Michelle Mackey, speaking of killing it, you are wonderful. You are talented. You are such an asset to 680 News and City now that you've moved over. And just continued success. It's been like such a pleasure to talk to you. You mentioned how the storytelling on 680 is just unbelievable. And I know it from like listening to 680 in the car, like growing up. The news reporting is so like remarkably concise.
Right?
And, of course, 680 News Time, 643. Like we all know it. I just think you're a perfect fit. So I hope it's
you.
going well. And
I'm
thanks for
loving it.
joining us.
And thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Have we become best friends?
I hope so.
Full circle
Let's do
moment,
it.
because you're mine now.
I love it. I knew this would be great, and I feel like it has been. So thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
There you go.